Hey, hey everybody. What's happening? Hello, Keith, and Kevin, and Seth, and Carrie. How are you all doing today? I was having a pretty good work day. I almost missed the stream because I was just working away and not keeping track of time. Hey, Alex. I got, Maat is not here today. They might pop in on the chat, but they weren't feeling good enough to be on the live stream, so there you go. You guys will have to put up with me today. The painting outside last weekend was great. In fact, I was going to work on that tonight a little bit. Well, I say it was great. I'll show you the painting in a minute. I just wanted to show off this first. This is like, I think the first oil painting I've done where I'm like, yeah, okay. Like I can figure this stuff out. I can come up with some pictures that that I could use in my work. I feel really good about this. And one of the really exciting things about oil painting is I've gone back in and like made some pretty like significant edits over and over and over, which is well, over and over. I think I've painted on this thing about 4 or 5 sessions. And sometimes more intense sessions and sometimes kind of just minor, just doing 1 or 2 little things. Kevin asked if I did this for fun or a commission. I guess it's for fun. I don't know. It feels like training stuff to me. Like I'm trying very intentionally to learn oil painting. So this is just like part of the step. And one of the things I'm doing with my oil painting is really trying to make it casual, if that makes any sense. Like I will, I've been trying to find ways to set up so that if I feel like painting, I can set up and start painting in just a couple minutes and then tear it down and put it all away in a couple minutes too, and not have to make a big fuss about it. Because it does take up like a certain amount of real estate just having different brushes. Like I don't want to mix my watercolor brushes with my oil painting brushes, you know, and having a place to clean up and a method for cleaning up and places to put this paint when I have these huge globs of paint like this that like I need to put it somewhere where Tibbs won't crawl through it, you know. All that stuff just takes up space and some brain activity too. So anyway, I've been trying to work on that and I've been getting better at it. It's feeling really good. So I thought I would save the tape peel for early. Is cleaning oil paints harder than watercolors? Yes, it is. Although I will say that I have found good working methods. Right now, my system for cleaning brushes is to take a brush with oil paint on it, and then I will wipe as much paint off as I possibly can in with a paper towel. And then once I get it so it's like reasonably paint free, and it's still covered in paint, like if I rubbed it on a piece of paper, it would make a mark, but it's like I get all the globs of paint off. And then in the sink I have a little cup and I use this Murphy oil. This stuff works amazing for cleaning oil paint. And I put just a little bit down in the bottom of the cup. I swish my brushes around in there and then rinse them out. This stuff breaks up all the oils and lets you get the paint out of the brush completely. And I also am like very careful. I'm not using any pigments with heavy metals. I think they're all safe to go down the drain. Yeah, just trying to be careful with that stuff. But this stuff is amazing. In fact, this Murphy soap, if you, I've had brushes that were basically dry, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to throw out this paintbrush. But if you just soak it overnight in this stuff, it can actually break up oil paint that's basically dry. And the other thing I keep in mind is that I don't use expensive brushes because the risk is too great. I mean, I don't even really use expensive brushes for my watercolor, but I do use like higher quality brushes for watercolor. Hey, Michael, I didn't say hi to you yet. How you doing? And smellier. Man, I love the smell of linseed oil. In fact, I have a little bit of Winsor Newton, and I have some dang it, what's the name of that company? And then I have a ton of oil from Gamblin, linseed oil. And I kind of like the Winsor Newton, even though I feel like it's probably slightly lower quality linseed oil. I don't know. I don't know about quality, but it smells better. It smells more like linseed oil than the Gamblin stuff. All right, I'm gonna peel the tape on this guy. I was saving this special for the stream because you guys are all sickos. I posted this on the Discord a day ago, 2 days ago. But I have actually since then gone back in and tweaked it a little bit. So if you want to see what it looked like 1 or 2 sessions ago, you can see it on the Discord. Oh, yard sales are very exhausting. Yeah, the terp smells bad. I've been using, or I was trying to use like a citrus-based brush cleaner, and it smells better to me, but it still doesn't smell very good. It's very strong. I think if I need a thinner, I think Gamsol is going to be the way to go for me. But I'm going to try to avoid using it. Stuff is just so bad for you, especially like long-term exposure. So I've been trying not to use solvents. And in fact, I've been really liking approaching the painting without solvents or mediums, additional mediums, if I can avoid it. And then like keeping the oil paint really dry has helped me feel like I have a lot more control over the paint, which is nice. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I'm really happy with the glow, and I'm really happy with like the glow, the red underneath here. I think that looks really cool. Yeah. Oops. Nope. So there we go. There's Swamp Thing. So then for the outdoor painting, the plein air stuff I did, we went out to Willamette Falls and I did this. And it was very fun and very frustrating. It makes me feel just bonkers when I'm looking right at a thing and I have no idea what it looks like. And that's what this was. So this is 2 pictures. I did like this guy in about 20 minutes and then it got really hot and we were like, we got to get out of here. But this guy took me about an hour and a half or 2 hours, and it was just like, it's this branch that comes out over the waterfall, and you can see it's like the water's like really flat, and then there's this wedge shape where the water sort of comes down in. Old, a lot of old paper mills there that they're tearing down now, and the Grand Ron Band of Indians has bought the property and are going to do something with it. Hopefully something cool. Thanks, Michael. I do kind of like the looseness too, but it does like, it doesn't make sense. It's like when I look at it, I'm just like, I can't tell what I'm supposed to be looking at. So I thought what I'd do tonight is actually just goof with it and see if I can tighten it up a little bit and get it so that someone else could look at it and recognize what we're looking at. I'm gonna see if I can cover up this bottom part though. It's a little distracting for me. It's tree adjacent. I'm trying to be tree specific. Well, see, the way I have this taped up on this board is a little bit wonky. I set it up like this so that I could look like over the top of the board as I was working. All right. Yes, the mic is still off. Sorry about that, everybody. I wonder if I can show a photo of what this looked like. So here is what I was actually looking at. And you can see like this cool branch that comes out and the water down below. You can see some of the old factory stuff that's getting taken out. Waterfall. Beautiful stuff. Real top shelf stuff. So the first thing I'm going to try is actually, you can see like how gray it was in real life. And I sort of I made it much, much warmer. And I think what I'm going to do is try to make the background more desaturated like this. Starting with this water. This paint has been out for a couple days and it's a little bit gummy. Oy, way too bright. or dark. Mm. There we go. I think this alone, just the temperature change, is going to make a huge difference as far as readability. To have the background be a lot cooler than the foreground. Thank you. Can you guys hear Ma yelling at me from the other room? Yeah, I think that is already helping this. Makes sense. It's funny painting over the top of this paint though, like it's on there really thick and gloopy, and there's a lot of texture going on. So it's kind of interesting to use that and to try to get past it when I want. The Cenobite isn't only implied this week, comic tropes. Oh, Keith, that sucks. Sorry, dude. Thanks, comic tropes. Yeah, I hope you guys don't mind all of the oil painting stuff lately. It's it's been very exciting for me, but I can understand if you would rather see me do more comic book specific stuff. But you know, I mean, to me, this is comic book stuff. The learning I'm doing with the in oil paint, like this, will hopefully serve me to do more cover work stuff. Nice. Yeah, man, that's shocking to me how just doing that has already like made the image more readable. Nice, thanks, Carrie. Oh, thanks, Dylan. Oh, Keith, I'm glad you're liking the Discord. I still feel a little bit like I'm learning how to use it, but it's fun to see like people who are very familiar with Discord to just be going ham over there. Ham. So I'm not like really using this photo as a strict reference right now. I'm basically just using it for inspiration. So you get to have 40 different channels and I don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I subscribe. I don't know. Is that what you call it on Discord? There's about 6 different channels that I'm a member of, and maybe 3 that I participate on in any sort of regular way. But like none that I'm on as much as I am on like BlueSky or whatever. Yeah, Cullen's like is bonkers. It looks like people use that stuff though. Like there's always people posting in all those channels. I wish there was something like Discord that was organized like Reddit. Because I like Reddit, how people can, like individuals can just sort of make a new topic and then people can talk about it. And then if you don't want to talk about that, you want to talk about something else, you can just make a different topic. That's like intuitive to me. That's kind of like old school too. It might just be me showing my age. People start forums in the channels. What? You might have to show me that. Hey Brad, how you doing? Hey Anna. Hey Jeremy, how you doing? What's up? Oof. One thing about oil painting at my desk is that I'm discovering that I have a light bar up here. And I'm discovering that it is at the wrong angle. It's like it makes a glare on everything. It's not a problem with watercolor, but with oil painting it does tend to get in the way. Moving to New York City in 2 weeks. That sounds really exciting. I have not been to New York City as often as I would like. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of this stuff and then bring some leaves back. Now let's see. I have never been to Terrific Con. It does sound like people seem to talk about that show warmly, though. All right. So I've cooled down and I have sort of simplified the background stuff, and now I can try to make some of this foreground branch make sense. I don't really have a good plan for it, so I'm just gonna start leafing. Leaf, 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 leaf. And the way I've done leaves with watercolors, lots of times I'll just start making all these little leaf marks, and then I sort of build them up. With watercolor, you start off light and then work your way to the dark. But with this, I'm going to go the opposite way. We'll see if it pays off. The big risk is that it just looks corny doing leaves like this. What's the orange T shape at the top? Is that one of the buildings in the background? No, that is a little patch of yellow leaves in the trees. This photo was taken from a slightly different location than where I was painting from. I actually was so into the painting that I didn't actually get a shot of what I was painting. This is probably a good sign. Like a sign that I'm having fun, or at the very least that I'm focused. I keep looking at the camera in lieu of walking back and looking at the canvas, but or at least the paper. But yeah, man, it already looks so much like more like a real thing instead of just like a crazy blob of paint or a wild blob of paint. That says oil painting is such a trust the process kind of medium. In some ways, yeah, but what's interesting that I'm finding is that in other ways, it's like um, you can always go back. Like, there's so much stuff that you can actually like scrape off or just paint over and and fix. Like watercolor is like in comparison like so unforgiving. Because watercolor, because it's transparent, it's like once you've gone too dark, you can't like undark. But with oils, it's like, although like it does kind of like I feel like it does look better to work from dark to light. Like it doesn't, you don't have to. Like that Swamp Thing piece I was showing earlier was like a lot of like going darker, going lighter, going darker, going lighter, and doing the dance. I think where this is gonna really like lock in is when I go in at the end. I'm gonna go in with a really fine brush and do a lot of the stuff on the bark. And I think as soon as I do that, it's gonna really just lock in, as I said. Oh, Emma, you got fire, like forest fires going on? Canada smoke. Ugh. Oh, Emma, that stinks. The world of fire that we've created is not pleasant. One thing about fire that I find very interesting is that the Earth is the only place that we know of for sure where fire can exist. We don't know for sure of any planet with enough oxygen to support an open flame. Where I live, the fires have been um, not bad. There's been fires in like southern Oregon, um, but they haven't really come. Like I haven't been able to see smoke or anything so far this year. Knock on wood. There we go. That's better. Can't see the palette, but you can't really see the palette anyway. So I said I've been trying not to use mediums, but when you get really fine detail, I've been finding it really hard to work without thinning the paint just a tiny bit. In the background, is that the circular waterfall? I think so. It's like uh I think whatchamacallit, Niagara Falls is like this too, where it's like the falls sort of cut out into the water. So the water like falls in this U shape. I'm sorry, Emma. I just read your thing about your mom saying that she'd wait for the movie. That's like, ugh. Or to even know what that means. So I'm trying to use this dry brush to sort of blend some of these, because a lot of this mark making is not very compelling. This seems to be helping, actually. Gotta clean up my palette just a little bit. Discord is a 1000% optional. Thanks, Keith. I thought I was going to go a little bit harder on the tree bark, but I think I might just leave it basically black like this. Oh, as Maat suggested, if you're enjoying the stream, you can go ahead and give it a like. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna call it quits. At least for tonight. Maybe tomorrow I'll poke at it a little bit more. But that feels like an improvement. Like, let's take a look. I think I have a picture of it before. No. I did not mute the channel. Can you still hear me? Looks like I'm still making noise. Alright, this is kind of what it looked like when we started. And then this is what it looks like now. There's a definite temperature shift, but that's just like the lighting and camera and stuff. But also, like, there's an information shift. Like that. I don't know, if you didn't know that that was the Willamette Falls, I don't know if you would know, if you could figure it out. It kind of just looks like a branch with something back there. Thanks, Alex. Yeah, I think it really does sort of like, I think it's the warm and cool stuff. I've been trying to, like, I don't know, focusing on oil painting like makes me think about colors differently, and it's making me think like I'm thinking about temperature shifts in ways that I don't think about when I'm watercolor painting. And it's interesting. It's interesting and fun. Everything's fun. You know, maybe I will do a little bit of like, ugh, come on, dirty brush. Kind of want to put a couple little highlights down in here. That actually helps a little bit, making it look more like water. All right, cool. We did it. Yeah, man, I haven't really found a good way to work with a palette knife other than to use it to sort of like scrape paint away. My problem is that when I get, actually, I guess this is what I use the palette knife for, is just sort of like squishing things and getting a little bit of a blend without making it a soft blend, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I could see that. It's also like it is a fun way to apply paint. It's just like it's more delicate than it sort of appears, you know, where you're just sort of floating paint on top of other paint, and it's hard for me to work out. All right, I'm probably going to leave the tape on here for at least a couple days for it to dry up a little bit. That's good. I don't know, it feels good. Feels like I turned the thing that was like just a weird blobby mess into something that is good. I don't know. Yeah, that's one of the exciting things about oil paint. I guess I keep saying it, but it's just like you can keep working it. I can't guarantee anything, Tugboat. Occasionally I will tape peel just for myself. Glad to see you though. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have a great week. I hope that you get to spend time with loved ones. I hope you get to have some uh, satisfying stuff get done. And yeah, take care of everyone. Go tell somebody you love how much you love them. And I love all you guys. Thanks so much for joining me. Peace out.